Hey guys, what's up? It's King Christo here, back with another video, and today I'm bringing you a new series. It's what I call PC build battles, and because this is the first episode, let me take a few moments to explain. Needless to say, every episode will be in partnership with another small tech YouTuber like myself. We will be given a budget by you, the viewers, and we'll have to abide by that using PC part picker prices. We will both make our own builds via this price point, and then you, as the viewers, will comment down below whose build is better. If you are another YouTuber and are interested in starring in an episode, let me know in the comments below. Needless to say, for our first episode, I've partnered with JHTech. A link to his channel will be down below, as well as his part to this episode. Without further ado, let's get into my own build. We decided for the first episode we would start off with a budget of $600. This includes everything that physically goes into the build, and that's it. I found this to be a good price point, as if you were going to spend a total of $1,000 on a setup, it would be quite reasonable for about $600 to go into the PC. Needless to say, just foreshadowing the build a bit, I did manage to get a good dedicated graphics card in here, even with the inflated prices, as well as a full quad-core CPU. But like I said earlier, the prices from now on will be determined by comments down below, so if you guys want to see a certain price point, definitely comment down below. For the CPU, I chose the Ryzen 3 2200G, which set us back about $95. This is a full quad-core processor with 4 cores and 4 threads, and has a base clock of 3.5 GHz. I think we can all admit that since the beginning of 2017 with Ryzen, AMD has really been releasing some great processors for the price and for gaming. It's built on the 14nm process with the Raven Ridge architecture, and has a couple other tricks up its sleeve. First of all, it does have some decent integrated graphics, blowing Intel's out of the water. Although this doesn't really affect our build because we are adding a dedicated graphics card, it's definitely useful for troubleshooting and some other use case scenarios. Also, it comes with the Wraith stock cooler, which is plenty enough to cool this chip at its low TDP of just 65 watts. For the motherboard, I chose the ASRock AB350M Pro 4. I've recommended this board for a long time and for good reason. For $75, you get a fully packed B350 motherboard. Features include M.2 support, 4 DIMM slots for RAM, decent I/O, enough PCIe connections, and the list goes on. It also comes with a fairly neutral black and white color scheme, and the power delivery and VRMs are some of the best I've seen on a B350 board of this caliber. Finally, it is a micro ATX board, so it'll fit in smaller form factor cases, making portability not much of an issue. For RAM, I chose an 8GB kit of Team Vulcan. This kit is dual channel and runs at a high speed of 3000 MHz, so should work excellent with Ryzen-based CPUs. It also is fairly low profile, so shouldn't impact clearance with large coolers if you decide to add one later on. If you are interested, the timings are 16, 18, 18, 38, and the kit is running at 1.35 volts. Also, the black and gray heatsink should camouflage quite well with the build, and the kit only costs $90, which is quite good by 2018 standards for DDR4. For storage, I decided to go with an SSD over a hard drive this time. A hard drive would always be easy to add later on, while migrating an OS would be a different story if you were to buy an SSD later on. Needless to say, the SSD is a 240GB drive by Toshiba for $60. I've been told numerous times by people who own these drives that they are very fast for a SATA SSD and haven't failed once, providing outstanding performance for the price you pay. An SSD will be a lot faster than a typical hard drive, meaning you will be able to boot up your computer and any applications installed on it a lot faster. And by a lot faster, I mean 4 or 5 times faster. Finally, the moment you've all been waiting for, the graphics card. I managed to find a 1050 Ti for $190. It's kinda sad to say that I'm happy to find this card only $40 overpriced, but with the GPU mining craze, this is the world we live in. Needless to say, it is the EVGA ACX 2.0 model, which was a model I used to suggest all the time before the prices went up. It has a base clock of 1.29 GHz and a boost clock of 1.39 GHz, and is backed up by 4GB of GDDR5 VRAM. Overall, the card is a great GPU for 1080p gaming. There is a large bunch of AAA titles you can play at 1080p maxed settings. It will also do fine in rendering applications, and definitely a lot better than any integrated GPU. For the case, the Cooler Master Masterbox Q300L fit the bill at a price under $40. It is a pretty basic micro ATX tower, which is a little shorter and a little thicker with 2 Cs than most others. It also looks pretty decent and has what Cooler Master says to be a modular front I/O panel. Also, the fact that the exhausts and intakes are mesh-like with simple magnetic dust filters means that airflow shouldn't be obstructed by this case. Aesthetically, it is simplistic and will get the job done. So that was my build. I want to remind everyone to go check out JHTech's video in the description below, and then comment which build you think was better for the price of $600. I hope everyone enjoyed the video and maybe learned a thing or two. If you want to get involved with my community, then my Discord server will be linked down below. We have a ton of conversations, and it's probably the best way to get in contact with me. Without further ado, this is King Christo signing off. Remember to comment, like, and even consider subscribing, and peace out.